What up, dog? Welcome back to the Beat Factory 313, and I'm your host, Juice. And we got tonight Detroit legend from the underworld. Tell them who we got today.
It's Big Bryan, man. East side, East Warren.
What's going on, B? How you been, brother?
Oh man, I've been hanging. Everything good.
Man, that's what's up, man. I'm glad you came, man. And I've been trying to get B on here for a minute, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Those who know us know me and B go back way back, so I can vouch for him. If the terminology was in our time, B was what you called a heavyweight. You feel me? So y'all see the title is Best Friends Clash with Ed Hanserd's Top Lieutenant Eminem. And how we got to that is we gonna start off with Lil Bobby, aka Robert Burke. Tell us a little bit about Lil Bobby, B. The people been asking about him.
Let's see, Lil Bobby, man. When me and him, we met up. Lil Bobby was a young guy, man, real young, and he got into some stuff. First of all, I back up. His big brother was Walt. Me and Walt, we was cool rivals from our young days, shoot basketball against each other and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started hustling later on. And his little brother, Bobby, is Walt's little brother. And Walt was pretty much one of Big Ed's guys. He hung out with that whole crew. And we was good with them. You know what I'm saying? We was okay. But when we started hustling, kind of went our own way. Everybody kind of went their own way. But little Bobby, he kind of liked us a little more, man. So he got into some shit when he was young and killed somebody. So he shot a guy. He ended up going to juvenile.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly, that was Robert K. Mack.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So with this right here, he did time for that in the juvie and all this. And when he got home, I guess he was a little older. I don't know what he was, 15, 16, something like that. But anyway, he wanted to make a few dollars. And at this time, we was getting them, we was doing good, man. We was doing a lot. And so what I was known for, a lot of guys would come to me since I had a lot of weight. A lot of the heavyweights on the east side was giving me shit to get rid of for them. So
name a few, like who was dropping you that bag off back then? Just to name a few.
Well, like Big Ed, Big James, let's see, Maserati, Rick Carter. I never called him Maserati, but Maserati. Him, Black Perry, West Side, Light Skin Perry, East Side, just to name a few of them guys. White Boy wasn't really on right then. He got on a little while later, but
let them know what white boy you're talking about. Let them know which white boy.
Worshie.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Worshie. Yeah, we ran together almost every day. He wasn't on right then. But Bobby came over our way towards mid-'85, and I put him on. He had a house, and he wanted to do all this shit. So I sent some guys over there. They put bars up and put all this shit up and put him in the mix. So, so after that, me and Walt came over to talk to me about it because he wanted Lil Bobby to run with them. And so at this time, Ed was giving everybody $1,500 to get him a spot. And the spot is, you got a dope house, and he'll just give you $1,500 no matter what the dope house doing. He'll just give you $1,500. That's the deal he was making. So Walt, Mike, all them guys, they ran over that way and they went for that. Lil Tone, a few of them guys, they went for that. And so they went Ed's way. Me, I went solo, and me and Richie Rich, we just started doing our own thing. So Bobby came over there with us. It was a little more freedom, and he came with us. So it created a small rivalry with us and Mike and Walt. No gunplay, but just shit talking with each other. So,
just friendly rival, going to school, outshining who can outshine each other with the new latest gear and cars and stuff like that.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Mm-hmm.
So what brings us to the altercation with them clashing with the friends with Lil Bobby? Allegedly, this how I heard it, and I just want to hear how you heard it. Allegedly, what I was heard that Lil Bobby came through with all that counterfeit money. You know what I'm saying? I had talked to him myself, and I was in the county jail, Lil Bobby K came down from Philly with a bunch of counterfeit money, and allegedly he started spending it with Lil Frank. You feel me? Now, can you take me from there? Am I on the right street with that?
Yeah.
Allegedly. We saying allegedly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, allegedly. So now later on, after Bobby came our way and he started doing his thing, I end up supplying maybe 3 or 4 of his houses. So he'll come over and we'll sit there and chop all that shit up and do all that and get him whatever I'm giving him. We get that to him, we cook all this stuff up and give it to him, and he'll go do his thing, and I see him in a week or so. So later on after that, I get indicted. I'm gone. I'm in the feds then for a few years. Mm-hmm. And when I came home, Bobby had he had got on some other way. Allegedly, he hit some kind of lick for like $500,000 or more, something like that.
I heard that too, allegedly. Yep.
Yeah. So when he got that kind of money, when I came home, mm-hmm. I had a plug. It was a local plug. It wasn't out of town, but I could get him for the low. And I told all the niggas I'm back and come on through. So I had probably about a good 10, 12 guys just buying 8 or 10 whole things. And Bobby could buy 10 cash, maybe more, but he could buy 10 cash and he could buy 10 like every 2 weeks. So he come through and he started buying them and all of this. Mm-hmm. So later on, he come through after we've been doing our thing for about a good 6, 8 months. He come through. He got bags of that shit, that counterfeit money. Mm-hmm. You know, and the only reason why I'm talking about that is because, you know, that came out. That was something that was documented. It came out, or else I wouldn't even be mentioning it. But he did have that money.
All this came out, and if they want to go retrace it, go look up the Machines case. He confessed to everything we about to tell y'all. We just filling in what the Machine left out, but he confessed to all this. Do y'all know best friend the Machine, Stacey Colbert? Y'all go look up the case, and then y'all can fill it in off this. Go ahead, B. I ain't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to fill it in so they know you ain't just dropping. We ain't speaking on some things that the law don't know already. For those who be watching, thinking it's some police thing, it ain't that. This case already been spoke on. Stacey confessed to these murders, and we just allegedly telling y'all what the streets was saying in Detroit. Okay, B, you could go ahead, B.
Well, when Bobby came through, he said he got all this money. So when he come through and he showed me all this money, when I look at the money, it's like, I mean, it's a real copy or whatever, but it's heavy. It's like thick as hell. It's heavy. I didn't want to play with it. And at this time, I was getting too much on my own. I ain't have to do none of that. I was good. You know, I had enough. So he just was telling me, like, he was just showing it to me. So basically, I think he was like, want to funnel that shit into, you know, to what I'm doing or something like that. So I told him, nah, I don't play like that. My people would be so pissed off at me. So anyway, he started selling this shit to guys, you know, in the hood and whoever wanted it. I think he was selling that shit for like 30%. So you could buy $10,000 from him for $3,000. And then whatever you do with it after that, that's on you. Wow. So he started moving around with that money. And then that was it. I didn't hear about that money no more until an incident later on. So I think what happened after that, allegedly, he started messing with Frank. Frank is, they used to call him Twin. So, yeah, Frank was moving some shit for the friends.
Come on, y'all, hit the like button. Y'all in here. We got 26 people in here. Hit the like button. Go ahead, baby.
Okay, Frank was messing with the friends, allegedly. Mm-hmm. So he getting work. He getting homes. He getting keys from them. And so some kind of way, they felt like somebody bought a lot of work from them, bought a lot of dough from them. And so when they looked at the money was fake. And so
who allegedly it was? I know who it was, but let them know who it was.
Who had the fake money?
No. Who the fake money went to?
Oh, well, they say the fake money went to Boog, best friends. Went to Boogaloo parents. So if the money went to him, they say he was pissed. He looked. I don't know how many they bought, but it was a lot. They might have bought 20 of them or something like that. So when he looked at this shit, he felt like, look, man, I'm sitting here with some fake ass money, and I'm out of 20 bricks. So from that, I'm hearing everything. If you moving at the level I was moving at, you had to hear everything. Right. You had to get the news, as quick as you can get it. So anyway, I'm hearing things about this money and all of this shit. So Bobby say that he heard that, the word is that he passing his money all around. So now you got a lot of hustlers in the street, they mad at him because they getting some of this shit, right, and their money and all this. So everybody looking at Bobby. However, Bobby, he tells me that they supposed to be after him. The friends supposed to be after him. So now Frank was dealing with Bobby and them, and he was dealing with the friends. So I guess he the bridge to go across between Bobby and the friends. Right. Anyway, me and Frank, we hanging out one day. So we have a little discrepancy about some money, and I'm telling him to make it right with something that this was me and his business. This was something else. Right. A small amount of money, 10,000, something like that. And I'm telling him, make it right. So anyway, Frank, we get together one day, we hanging out. So we see a couple of guys. These guys they some stick-up kids. Mm-hmm. Everybody know them. Right. Everybody, I don't want to say their name, but everybody know them. They stick niggas up and shit like that. But these, I know them. They're like nephews to me. Yeah. So they see me with him, and so they looking all frowned up and all that. So I turn around and look, Frank gone. I don't know where he went. He gone. He went and jumped in the car or something. So when me and Frank get together, he said, man, you know them? I'm like, yeah, they like my little nephews. He said, man, them niggas is trying to kill me. They trying to rob me and all this other shit. So I said, okay, I'm going to talk to him. So when I talked to him, they said it wasn't nothing personal, man. Just that we heard he getting some money. We was going to just take it. They told me flat out what it was. So I told me he's off for him and all of this. So anyway, with the money that Frank owed me, he made it right. Everything was good. He made it right. So the next time I see Frank, he say he going to come over and he wanted me to run up to the phone company. This when you used to go up on 6 Mile and pay the little phone shit. So Frank wanted to pay some chick's bill or whatever. So he said he going to come get me. We need to rap. He know I can get rid of anything, so he want to come bring me some work. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Frank never come. He never come. So maybe a week later, car ride up on me, man, and some guys keep grooming me. I'm coming from the UBQ. Right. So I'm in my car and shit, my shit all waxed up. I got my little suit and all my jewelry, all that bullshit on. So I just point my gun at them niggas because every light I get to, they pull up next to me, grooming me. Right. So I just point my gun at them and take off. So anyway, I get calls the next day. And so my man, this Charlie Chan, he tell me, man, my family calling me and shit. They say that you killed my brother. They're telling me that. So I'm like, I killed your brother. He said, yeah, he said you killed Frank. So I'm like, how the fuck you figure I did something to Frank?
So you ain't know Frank was even dead?
I didn't know he was dead.
Okay.
He never came and got me to go to the phone company and none of this. We was straight. We squashed that little shit he owed me. He took care of that. We was good, but they didn't know it. Frank told his wife, I'm leaving. I'm going over his Big B house and we going, because she told him, be careful, don't run around. He said, well, Big B, they like his nephew. We all right. So I'm going over Big B house and all this. Frank made a stop. So when Frank made a stop and went to handle his own business somewhere, the way I hear it, allegedly mm-hmm. that somebody shot him and left him in his car. Right. So now from that,
Stacy confessed to that. Okay. And y'all can look that up. Y'all can go look that up. Y'all can Google that. You feel me? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, when they left him in the car and all this, they tell me later on they found Frank in the car and all this other stuff. So I'm like, God damn, you see this, but I don't know that the niggas is saying I did it. I don't even know this when I'm talking to Chan. Chan said, well, his brother said he know you did it because you pointed the gun at him at the light and you pointed the gun at his face and he took off through the light. And I'm like, wait a minute, what kind of car is he in? He told me. I said, that's his brother? He said, yeah. So they was fraternal twins. They don't even look alike, but he said that was his brother. I said, well, why you ride up on me like that? That's the only reason why I did that. Because he was riding up on me, and all this. So anyway, later on, they tell me that they found out who killed Frank. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, who? Who killed Frank? Right. They say this guy named Stacy, blah, blah, blah. So, why he killed him? So allegedly, the story come out that Frank took that money from Bobby over there and bought Bobby some work. Now, Bobby used to come to me every 2 weeks and buy 10. Mm-hmm. He didn't come. I ain't seen him in a good little minute. Right. So when Bobby came over there and left a lot of that shit with me, he said he going somewhere, which was that next day. About 2-3 days later, Bobby went to the Lions game. Mm-hmm. And he's coming from the Lions game. He on the surface drive. They say the friends pulled up next to him, shot him in the head, killed him.
So look, Frank Frank got killed first, then Lil Bobby?
Yeah, Frank got killed first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Lil Bobby, but what allegedly with the story went like, they wanted to know where this money come from and who spent that money. Not only did they want Frank for bringing the money to them, they want to know who gave it to Frank. They was going all the way down the line with this shit. They wanted to wipe out everybody affiliated with that money. So, after Bobby got killed, next thing I know, Walt at the store, and Walt gets shot in the back about 20-some times coming out the store. They said Stacy did that, allegedly. I think he confessed to it.
He confessed to that one too. Y'all can look that one up. Walter Daniels. What is it? Walter Daniels?
Yeah.
Or Walter Johnny? Is it Walter Daniels or Walter Johnny?
They called him Walter Johnny. I don't know what Walt's last name is.
Right. Walt was cool though. R.I.P. to Walter Daniels, man. He was Walt, Lil Bobby, all these boys was all right. Shoot, Stacy then was all right too. We ain't had no problem with nothing. But we just telling the story allegedly how it's reported in the hood and what Stacy had to say about it herself. Go ahead, B.
So when they're looking for Bobby or whoever else has something to do with that money, the thing with Walt is, I think they saying the money came from that way. They said they all was touching that money. Now Mike didn't have to at this time. Mike was good. I know he was good. Mike already had a plug in the whole nine, but I couldn't tell you if he's touching that money or not. I know that whole crew, people usually put their whole name in it. You know what I'm saying? That whole crew, they put their name in. Ever since we was little, when the niggas get in a fight, it was Walt and them, or Mike and them, or whatever. They always say shit like that. It was all the niggas together. Even Lil Tone, they'll put his name in it, Skinny Tight. All the niggas, they was crew. They hung out. It don't mean that when one of them do some shit, they always in it, but you know how the streets work.
Right.
They say them niggas. And they, so they wanted to kill them all. I know when we used to go to the climax way back, I know they got into it with the friends in the climax. So they always had bad blood with Reg and all them.
Because then Rock and Reg and Walt have an incident at Foot Locker in Eastland? Allegedly.
You mean when they shot Walt in the stomach?
Right.
Yeah, he shot him in the stomach in the mall. Reg shot him.
And then allegedly he beat that. You feel me? When he went to court. And they said,
he did because he gave Walt that money. They gave Walt money. Like I think $25,000 or something to drop it. Walt dropped it.
Oh, okay. See, I ain't know that. See, I heard on his way out the courtroom, Reg asked Walt how them nines feel. You feel me?
I mean, yeah, they was something else, man, with all that shit. And at the time, Ed and Rick was good. Rick Carter. So maybe they talked and they should ease them boys back because Walt stayed with me. People didn't know that. Walt lived with me on Lyndhurst after he got shot in the stomach because they blew up Walt Mama house, Dana house. They was at them boys.
Who did allegedly? Who did allegedly?
I mean, allegedly, yeah.
No, I'm saying who did it? Who supposed to blew up his house? Allegedly.
The friends.
Oh, the friends.
Yeah, so they was on their ass, man. So Walt moved with me, but see, one day the reason why Walt moved with me, one day Walt came over my mother's house, Walt and Mike, and then Rick was pulling up. Rick Carter, he was pulling up, and we was about to hang. And at that time, we would go to Belle Isle and all that shit, put on all them fucking jewelry and drop the top, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we was hanging, and they pulled up while Mike and them was there. When Rick pulled up, and then Mike and Walt wanted to go back in my mother's room and hide back there.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, and I told him, no, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't go hide in the motherfucking room and Rick come walking in here. I ain't gonna play him like that. We gonna talk. So they say, all right. So when Rick came in, I said, bro, I said, these guys, I said, Mike and Walt right here, man, they need to holler at you.
Right.
And so he say, oh, what's going on? So we sat at the table and shit, man. And Rick was tight, man. Rick, you know, Maserati, he was tight. He was approachable, intelligent dude, man. So when he talked to them, he asked them what's going on. So they was telling, Walt was telling him about, you know, the incident with him and Reg and all this. And he was saying that he ain't want no smoke with them niggas. How can they sit down and squash this shit? So Rick said, I got it. So Rick told me to just take him over my way because they knew where his people stayed and all of this.
Right.
And so anyway, I let him stay with me. So a few of our friends, you know, they were shocked. They said, damn, man, you know, you did that for what? And I ain't want to see him get, you know,
right,
you know, get tore up. So I let him, you know, stay with me. And we was good anyway. Only rivalry we really had was a lot of chicks that we both fucked with. Me and Walt, some kind of way. We kept running into the same chicks. We was fucking with the same girls when we was younger and shit like that.
Y'all had that same type, huh?
Yeah, so so I let him move over there. I didn't want to see him. When I heard he got shot, I went down there and you know, because we had just went to the Pistons game. It was about maybe 25 of us. My crew and his crew, we was like, some of the niggas came to each other and some of us, like, I mean, we good with each other. So, like, me and Stone good, Stone and Walt good, all this kind of shit. So we went to the game together, like, probably a week before Walt got shot.
Right.
So that bothered me to know that he got shot. And I'm like, damn, man. You know, right. And so anyway, that when he got shot at the mall, that was the end of that. But what I think is that money got them fucked up. Allegedly, it was about that money. Right. What really did it?
Because did you you said Frank got it first, then they caught up to Lil Bobby. Did you talk to Walter Mike after Frank and Bobby got killed? Because now I was hearing what was going on from the county jail, so I know y'all was hearing it firsthand. So what they were saying, if anything.
What was who saying?
Because it was still Walt and Mike still alive at the time. You said Frank and Lil Bobby got it first, right? I was saying that, you know, I was in the county jail hearing it was on the floor that the friends allegedly was telling the boys they had 30 days to return that money or return their product. Now, this is what was being said coming through the county jail. So what the streets was saying, and then when they got killed, I'm trying to ask you, did you holler at Mike and Walt before they got killed?
Well, you know, on the money, Walt and Mike never did tell me that they had any dealings with that money. A lot of people was trying to distance themselves from that money because you had guys that was hustling, small guys buying one or half of one and shit like that. Them guys was buying that money. They was getting that money from Bobby, but nobody wanted nobody else to know that they was messing with that money because the Secret Service got out in the street heavy because everybody had some of that money. So the Secret Service was hitting niggas, you know, and they was hitting niggas more than DEA, ATF, and all this. Secret Service came out of nowhere. There was too much of that money. So I don't know where Bobby was getting it from, but it wasn't like, you know how guys was doing that shit on the computer and all that. Bobby was doing it on a press, some type of mint, some kind of press, you know, when you look at the money. So he had tons of that shit. And see, Bobby was the kind of little dude. He was a hustling little guy, but he was sturdy. He didn't really give a shit. Bobby did a lot of, like, you know, little fucked up shit. Because he didn't stay in the city. People thought he did, but Bobby stayed in Pittsburgh.
Right. But he's from the King homes. And wasn't he from the King homes allegedly?
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
So you didn't see Walt or none of them. So how did you hear about Walt? How did you hear what happened to Walt?
Oh, you mean in front of the store? Because that's two different incidents in the mall.
Right, the store.
Right.
Because that's what I'm saying. They went from beefing from way back then, and then these the same guys that they meet their demise with. So that's why I was saying, in between then, when that war they never said nothing to nobody that allegedly or you heard of about like, dang, this going on again with the friends, because the friends wasn't nothing to be fucked with. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. But see, what I think happened. I mean, if I had to guess on it, I would think that they felt like they wouldn't really be liable on that money because Frank. See, they gave that money to Frank. Allegedly, they gave that money to Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Frank turned it in to Boog and them because Frank was dealing with Boog and them. So to me, I think that they underestimated what would happen when they spent that money. That's just my opinion. I think that they felt like, shit, give it to them, give it to Frank. If anything, I mean, it was dirty, but they felt like if they trip on somebody, they'll trip on Frank. I don't think they I don't think they knew that their name would come up with that shit. But they gave him that, and my man, the way I hear it, Boog wasn't. He ain't like that. So he sent the goons out for that.
Now, hit the like buttons, y'all. Come on now. We got 56 people in here. Hit the like button. We talking to Big Bryan off the east side, legendary kingpin in his time. B, did you ever meet Boog? You ever do any business with Boogaloo? Best friend Boogaloo?
No, I never did. I just with him, I would see him with Rick. I always see Boog or either Rockin' Reg with Maserati. We done went out to eat a few times, but no, I never did no business with him.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about Eminem, Mike Mitchell. Everybody been asking me to talk about Mike Mitchell. RIP to Mike Mitchell and salute to Mike Mitchell family. I had talked to his brother and he said we just gonna get together and do this. So tell him about Mike. Let's give Mike his flowers. Let him know about Mike Mitchell.
Mike. Well, Mike, I never had an issue with Mike. We was good. Me and Mike, we dated somebody at the same time too. So we had some words before, but that's a lot. We was like 17, 18 years old. Other than that, Mike was a businessman. Now I did do a lot of business with Mike.
Okay.
And Mike ended up getting a plug. He ended up getting a plug later on. He started messing with Rick, White Boy. Mm-hmm. He started messing with White Boy, and they had the same plug, and they was doing their thing. Which actually later on, White Boy introduced me to them.
To who?
When I started dealing with him, he introduced me to the Colombians.
Oh, okay. I thought Mike was with Ed.
He was with Ed, but when Ed went to LA, Ed was gone for a few years out to LA. Mm-hmm. Ed was out there doing something. So Mike jumped over there with White Boy and he started working with him. Mm-hmm. So when Ed came back around, Ed was pissed. He was pissed at them boys. I don't know. He said they owed him money and all this stuff. Ed had came back to Detroit. Mm-hmm. He was wilding on Maserati and all kind of people, saying that they owe him money. Now at this time, before Ed left, mm-hmm. he had major money. He had some money. Right. He had some.
But if you seen Sterl had came on here, and Sterl that was one of Demetrius Holloway lieutenants, he said that Ed was the man at the time, and that beef with Maserati and Ed allegedly, this was from Sterl's side of the story, that Maserati owed Ed some money. That's what that was about. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
We gonna try to get Ed Hanserd on here to clear some of that stuff up one day. Go ahead now with Ed and Mike. Now you said White Boy Rick slid under Mike Mitchell allegedly and snatched him from Big Ed.
Yeah, I don't know how White Boy and Mike hooked up, because before that I didn't even know they knew each other. But they started doing their thing, and Mike was plugged. He was plugged. So at this time, I didn't have no out of town plug. They did.
Right.
And so I would go over there, buy some from Mike and all this shit. Rick would give me, like, at the time, Rick might bring me 20 easy. Like
White Boy Rick.
White Boy, yeah. He would bring me whatever I want. And so I had so many of them guys that was getting, 20 and 50. Money, Marco, all them guys, so I could get anything. I could easily be sitting on 100 of them or something like that. Mm-hmm. And but I could move them fast for some reason. I don't know what what it was, man. But I could move the shit out of that stuff. So, Mike, me and Mike, we'd do business together. You know, I used to like Mike's style. He come through, he might die. He might, he might come through and get 20 or 30. He'll come right back, bring the money, or me and him will, split them up and do them together, whatever. Mike he was a good guy. Mike was straight, man. And he really wasn't into like a lot of the bullshit. Mike had got kind of smooth, and he was out of town more than he was in town. He got kind of smooth, and but he had his own plug, so Mike was getting them on, man. So he was running with the white boy a lot, so they was plugged together, man.
So how you think what actually pulled him in? Just being affiliated with Walt and Bobby, what made allegedly why the friends came at him? Why you think the friends came at Mike?
Came at Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me see.
Stacy also confessed to killing Mike Mitchell. You feel me? He even laid out in his bushes and waited for him. Allegedly.
He did. I know. Yeah. I remember he was going over to his girl at the time was Bebe, mm-hmm. and her sister Peaches. She was going with Bruiser, 2020 from over there.
Oh, we got
like Bewick area.
Oh, we got to do Bruiser. Did you ever do any business with Bruiser?
All the time, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got to talk about Bruiser when you get a chance. But go ahead, finish about Mike.
Well, Mike was going to pick up Bebe. Bebe and Peaches had a fight at their mother's house. Mm-hmm. I remember Mike going over there to pick Peaches up. So the word was that Bruiser set him up. Allegedly. They're saying, yeah, because Bruiser was going with Peaches and Mike was going with Bebe, but Bruiser was running with Reg and them. So so Stacy knew Mike was coming. He waited in the bushes and shit like that. He knew he was coming, and he shot Mike. And I don't know, man, because I never heard of Mike messing with that money. Mm-hmm. I never heard of him messing with that money, but they had issues with Mike, man. I never really knew about that one. I never knew why, but I knew Mike, was with him. And at the time, I had a gold Volvo, mm-hmm. and Mike had a gold Volvo. So I went to pick this girl up one time, and so I thought I saw Reg. And this is when he was on the run. Mm-hmm. I thought I saw him. So when we on our way to the show on the west side to the Americana on Greenfield, and the girl said, you might know my cousin. He asked about you. So I said, who was your cousin? She said, Reggie. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I don't know. Reggie from where? She said, Reginald Brown. So I'm like, that's your cousin? She said, yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck? She said that was him in the kitchen when you pulled up. I'm like, hold on. Reg is in your house right now? She said, yeah. I promise you, man, I dropped her ass off. Never called her again. I'm like, what the fuck? He thought I was Mike. She said, well, he said your name is Mike. You telling me your name Bryan? Mm-hmm. I'm like, my name is Bryan. So I'm thinking about Mike. Right. So he was about to try to get at me because he thought that was Mike. If I would have said, yeah, my name Mike, he was gonna come out the door blazing.
So just on the look of the car.
Yeah. So I couldn't tell you why they was tripping on Mike like that. Because right. I never knew Mike to do nothing to them. Mike had his own money. He wasn't trying to play niggas no kind of way or none of that. So I couldn't tell you what that was about. Maybe because they was all crew or something like that, maybe.
Right. That's what I figured. Yeah. Mike, I know these stories. I know the same story. I just want you to tell it. I don't want to come from my mouth. Other players. They say, I'm going to read something from the comments. We'll add these to it, and then we go finish. Somebody say, Jigga 1017. Shout out to everybody in the house. Hit the like button for me, y'all. Help me get the likes up. And salute to everybody attending us, and we appreciate y'all taking y'all time out listening. Say, ain't Bruiser the one who introduced Boom to the friends, according to Boom? Do you know Big Boom? He's been on here telling a lot of stories. Do you know Big Boom?
I don't know. No, okay. I don't know him.
You don't know him, right? So let's get back to Mike. So what they say allegedly happened with Mike? Did you hear anything far as the street saying anything about Mike and the friends? Why they end up coming for him?
I don't know why they did that to Mike. I couldn't tell you. Now, one thing I will say is when it comes to the friends, there was a lot of guys who they allegedly, got into it with and did shit too that didn't do shit to them. To be honest with you, them guys, them guys was amped up, man, and they'll get at you wherever. There was one group of guys I could tell you, they'll come in a restaurant, they'll get at you. They chased the guy up in the 7th precinct, shooting at him. He ran his truck straight through the front of the precinct.
Hey,
that's how they got down.
Hey, could you tell us who that was? Could you say their name or no? If you can't, don't worry about it. But if you can, tell us. But you ain't got to be. I ain't gonna be like that. You ain't got to.
I don't know. I just
that was an inside joke, y'all. That was an inside joke.
And that was on the news, man. So
I
that's
know.
the only reason why I mentioned it.
Right.
Yeah,
but somebody in here, Detroit. Somebody want to holler at you. B, that is Detroit, BC. Say, tell B I said what up. It's Shook, Freaky Steve, little bro. It's Scoop. Oh, that's Scoop. That's Shoot on there. My bad, Shoot. What up, Shoot? We doing Steve's story, Shoot. You got to tap in.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Look, he correct me saying it wrong. I'm my bad. Go ahead, finish now.
Yeah, he know, man, too, that day, and I know how I feel, man. I ain't seen him in so long, but that day we was going horseback riding. Shoot was young, I don't know if he know, but we was on our way going horseback riding. As a matter of fact, me, Walt, White Boy, there's a bunch of us. We on our way, and we stopped by to pick Steve up. He had been drinking. He's drinking every day anyway, but he said he said that he'll be waiting for us and all this.
Mm-hmm.
We get over there, and the police everywhere, the medical examiner, all that, and we seen blood all up the front of the steps on the wall, man. And we was outdone, man.
Man,
and
he was just telling me the story. That's why he got to come on here. I want y'all to get on here together. Go ahead, tell them the story you just telling right now. Tell the people, the viewers. This some Detroit history on some gangsters, y'all. No, what you were just telling about when y'all pulled up with the police. Let them know where y'all was going.
Yeah, we was going horseback riding. Me, White Boy, and there's a bunch of us. I can't remember all of us at the time. There's probably about 12 of us, and we on our way going horseback riding way out. So when we pulled up to pick up Steve, we seen medical examiners, police, everybody, and they said they had shot Steve and Pat. Shot Pat. Somebody came in the house. Allegedly, it was one of the friends. I couldn't say who. Right. I know what they said. Who they said did. They said Rocky Reds, but somebody came in the house, and Pat was about 14, sitting there on the phone. Somebody shot him right through the phone, right in the face, and in the elbow. It went in the stomach. He was a little dude. And Pat was our little guy too. So
do you know they said Pat got hit 9 times? I did not know that till Shoot just told me this. Oh, I'm gonna put the link on too. Shoot, we'll do the link. Shoot want to get on the link with you too. We gonna do that. Not right now. We'll do it next time.
Okay.
But I didn't know Pat got shot 9 times then. I knew he got hit in the face and all that, and he was in the coma for about 6 months. But I didn't know he get hit 9 times. Tell me what you seen. I ain't mean to stop you, B. My bad.
He was a little guy, man. If I ain't mistaken, Pat was about 14 at the time. And so whoever it was that came in, they snuck in through the back door, and Pat was sitting in the kitchen on the phone, on the house phone. And whoever it was, Pat seen him. They looked right at him and shot, started shooting. And Steve was drunk and asleep on the couch in the living room. So when they shot Pat, I guess Steve heard it. And by that time, Steve tried to jump up. Well, I think the person ran over there and shot him in the back, and it hit him right in the heart. So when Steve jumped up to run upstairs, he was hitting the wall like with his hand. You could see a lot of blood handprints going up the wall. So whoever it was shot him in the back, got off a couple of shots and ran out the house. Killed Steve.
That's stuff. That's Detroit history there, y'all. Man, they asked about. Hold on, I got another question. Polo King said, "How was White Boy Rick able to move around like that?" Tell him the real about Rick. Give him a little something about White Boy Rick. You dealt with him for a long time, B. It'll sound like I'm being biased if I say something about him. So I'm gonna let you say something about him.
Well, How was they asked how was he able to move around like that?
Yeah, how was White Boy Rick able to move around like that? You know, I hear
Well,
that a lot from out of town. Like, how y'all let that white boy get money like that on the east side?
well, you know what? I tell you this: if I had to look at a big part of why he was able to move around like that is number one, Rick was raised in the heart of the hood. He was raised in the heart of the hood from a baby. He knew everybody. Everybody knew him. So when he started getting money, he was seizing everybody. That's the second thing. He giving niggas, he front niggas ounces and 4.5 and all kind of shit. And number three, he was running up under the Currys, Johnny Curry and all of them. He's running up under the Curry boys. Mm-hmm. And so really the Curry boys had a lot of weight with their name in the city. They had a lot of weight. So as you can see, if he's seen the White Boy Rick movie, then you pretty much see what it was. Them guys, they had a big name, cars, jewelry, all this shit, and everybody knew the Currys. Right. I don't know about putting in work with that muscle shit. I don't know. I couldn't say. I know they had Kenny Hurd, Wack. They had some guys over there that'll get down. So the Currys pretty much had a good name. They wasn't classified as no soft guys or whatever. And Rick was up under them. So you had a lot of guys that wasn't really trying to move against him because of them. If I had to answer it, that's what I'll say.
Right, there it is, y'all. That was coming from Big B. Now let's sum it up with we can sum it up with what happened with this counterfeit money. The play that caused a whole crew to damn near be eliminated because this counterfeit money, whereas Lil Bobby was kin, but Lil Bobby really wasn't part of Mike Mitchell and the Walton crew, was he?
He wasn't, but he was kin to Walt.
Right.
So by him being kin to Walt, Walt, they all come together. Walt and Mike and everybody, they come together. So they, when Bobby came through to see what they bite on that money, like I said, I can't see how Mike could go for it, but you had a lot of other guys that they would do that. They'd go ahead and get him 3,000 for 10 or something like that, and they'd get that money. And ain't no telling what they'd do with it either, as far as, buying work with it or silly shit, but they'd do. But guys who was getting a lot of money, they wasn't interested in messing with that counterfeit shit, to tell you the truth.
For real, Mike wasn't that type of guy. I think just my own personal opinion, I don't know, but my personal opinion, I think Mike got it just being top dog of that crew. You feel me? When they said they got to go, all the money getters out that crew got to go. They because you got to remember they came at them at Little Townhouse. You feel me? So
they came to what?
They came to friends. Allegedly came at Mike, Lil Tone, Pedro was out there. I think allegedly, Deonto, because Deonto took a headshot. I hope he all right now. He was messed up for a while. So it was a few of them. So it ain't like they was just trying to get the ones they got. They was trying to, look. Allegedly, the friends was the ones trying to get all of them. So it was the whole crew. So that's why I said getting to why Mike got it. I think it was we go eliminate that whole crew. Too many of them names coming up that spent that money with us because that's what it was. They posted allegedly the streets saying that them boys spent a lot of that counterfeit money with Lil Frank. Because Lil Frank, before I got locked up, Lil Frank had pulled up on me too. You feel me? But he didn't tell me what was going on. But he told me he had some heat on his trail. He might be pulling back up on me. You feel me? But he ain't, you know what I'm saying? We hung out 2-3 days and then, you know what I'm saying? He ain't never come back. And then I got locked up. And then I start hearing all this counterfeit money. But I don't hear about the counterfeit money. When I was locked up, then I talked to Bobby. Remember, I talked to little Bobby from jail and he told me about the counterfeit money. But we was catching the end of it. He had been here allegedly flooding the streets with that counterfeit money. You feel?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. And a lot of guys was buying it and trying to put it in. And what I seen, that stuff wouldn't work. You couldn't put that in no real money. Now, what you could do is take that stuff and you probably could put hundreds on top and 100 on the bottom or something like that. Now, it'll pass like that. But when you do that and the person look through it, come on, man, it's going to be some issues when he looking there and see that he's supposed to have 100 or 200. And he looking there and he really got about $5,000.
But think about
it's going to be...
Think about the game too. You know how the game goes. We've been in it long enough. Whereas you got enough real money think about all them guys had real money as well. So
Yeah.
if they mix that counterfeit in, you know what I'm saying? They getting bricks half the price of what they paying for. All they gotta do is mix it in. Who really go count their money off the dribble in front of them? Any of them guys we named, Walt was known for having money. You know what I'm saying? Mike Mitchell name ringing bell. He $1 million nigga. You feel me? Lil Bobby $1 million nigga. He had, like you said, he had just prior to that, a year or two before that, had just hit for $500,000 cash, allegedly. You feel me? So you got to think this back in the day. So who really trying to count their money like that? This caliber of guys that's coming through and they buying holes. You feel me? And then they probably came and bought under their value. They probably bought 1 or 2 at a time when they really buying 20. You feel me? Playing like they give.
And then the thing is, with what I think is with Frank, I think that they play. I think Frank knew what they was doing, but I don't think that crew thought that they would come that strong to come back. But I mean, that's like laughing in my man's face. You send somebody over there to get 10 or 20 or whatever, allegedly, if that's what happened, and they go over there to get that shit, and once they got count that, then yeah, you got some problems. And like you say, a lot of them guys, they had money. I know Mike did. Right. At that time right then, I know Mike had what I had. He had what I had, or maybe even more than what I had at that time. Right. So I know he didn't need to be doing none of that shit. Like you said, I think Mike got that from affiliation.
Yeah, affiliation. They say, tell them what you learned out of from being in the streets all this time, being and about how you did a 360 from going to the Fed joint, handling hundreds of keys. You know, I can verify this. I know B all my life damn near. You know what I'm saying? B been a brick man, and a lot of these other guys in the city from the east to west know who he is. You feel me? Let the people know how you did a 360. Talk to the young guys that let them know we're not glorifying this. We just telling the stories and filling in the blanks. Like I say, this story y'all can look it up on Google it and look up the Stacy the Machine story. He tell y'all what he did, and we just filling in the blanks. Who he named all these players. We giving these players the flowers. We grew up with these boys. We know all of them personally. Everybody he talking about, I know. That's why I asked B to come on here and tell it. I didn't want to tell it myself. So I'm saluting, and no disrespect to none of y'all families that's watching this. This is all out of love and respect, and we're giving them their flowers and telling their side of the story. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, this how we got it. Can y'all get these likes up? Get these likes. We got 100 plus people in the building, and we only getting 39 likes. Come on, y'all, salute and give us a little love, and we telling y'all the real stories. So they want to know. Tell them how you did the 360, B.
First of all, I have to say this. When I jumped off the porch and wanted to do something, what lured me to even want to mess around? When I was a little kid in my neighborhood, we hustled. We washed people's cars. We cut grass. We went up to the grocery store, carried people's bags home. We did all that. So after that, man, one defining moment for me is when I seen Big James come down the street. And all these boys are older than me. I'm sitting around. At this time, I'm taking little swing bikes, sanding them down and spray painting them and selling them. This is what I'm doing. I'm making $20, $30 off a bike. So I see them come down the block. Big James in a 2-seater, gold 2-seater Benz in 79. And Terry Bell, Derek Royal, all them niggas, about 15, 16 of them got mopeds, and they behind this Benz. Now, as a kid, I look and see this shit. They look like the president with all these mopeds coming down. They got big ropes on, rings and shit like that. And
shout out to Derek Royal and Toot Royal. You feel me?
Yep. And T-Bell. And so, and we got to get into this with T-Bell because there's some, you got to do T-Bell.
Yeah, shout out to T-Bell. Tap in, T-Bell. We got to show T-Bell some love too. And Derek Royal and Toot Royal. You feel me?
Yeah, that's right. Bojack, Charlie, all the Lovett boys from off of Cross Harper. But when I seen this, I'm sitting here with my little, I be having $80, $100 and shit like that. I'm looking at, Toot was younger than me, so I'm looking at all of them. They got gold ropes on, and they got all this shit, and they just look like financial freedom to me. So to be honest,
you say financial freedom.
That day,
you say financial freedom.
It looked like that to me. So when I see these dudes, man, and I mean, if you go to the house parties back then, the house parties was banging. So Big James and Charlie, I mean, not Big James, Bojack and Charlie and them, they would go and do these house parties. So when me and Rich would come to the house party, we little niggas, and it ain't no chicks fucking with us. They ain't trying to deal with us. Them niggas got all the girls. All the girls flocking to them niggas. Right. So me and Rich, we say, you know, we got to get some money, man. We got to get some real money. So really, that's what made me start, you know, doing whatever, man. Trying to sell some weed and trying to do some other shit. And you asked me what made me do a 360. Really, to be real honest with you, it's the pain and suffering from everything that happened. Like, I got like 1,000 more stories, and you already know where I'm going with all of it. And it's a lot of pain in a lot of this shit right here. I learned to cope with a lot of things, but it's so much death and carnage. We done seen girls, some of the finest girls that we grew up with, on crack, all fucked up, kids disenfranchised, man, because they can't take care of them, and then their boyfriend want to roll, he end up getting caught, go to jail. It's a lot. It's a whole lot, man, and all that death. And most of the guys I grew up with, they never seen past 21, maybe 22. No, I'm going to say 25. I don't know. 80% of the guys I grew up with, I don't really know. I can't name you more than maybe 10 guys that made it past that age. 80% of the guys that I grew up with, they died through the crack era and shit like that. And, you know, and I'm going to find a way, you know, to give back. I'm going to find a way to do a lot for younger people. I do it anyway. I've been doing it, man. And also, that's another story, man, but I lost 2 sons. And not to the crack era, but I lost 2 sons as a result of a lot of shit, because the guys who killed my sons, they was probably crack babies. You know, if you look at the time and you look at their age, they was crack babies, man. And so I helped create the monsters that ultimately came back, you know, and hurt my family. So it's so much shit, man. It's guys deep. Who did 20 years. Yeah, the guys did 20 years or more in jail. Rick, white boy, I can't believe that he got that kind of time. If you really want to know the truth, I mean, I can't believe it. I cannot believe he got that kind of time. I was with him the day. I went to jail first, 1 month before him, but we celebrated together, me and him. But I didn't think that they would hold him like that. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. He had a lot of weight, and at the time, it called for that kind of time. But even still, 31 or 32 years.
Right.
For that shit, you know. So
for just getting caught with some substance, you feel me?
Yeah. And I was with him that day when he got caught with that shit. The only thing, I don't hold no ill will, man, but you know, bro said that was mine. He told the police that was mine, and that's all in paperwork and everything else. But I don't hold no ill will, man. I'm gonna do something large, something huge, and I'm gonna give back. That's what I want to do. But to answer your question, man, what made me just say, you know, I don't, this shit ain't for me. I was good at making money. I was good at just putting shit together. And every time I meet with somebody, they just like what I'm talking about, and they always put me on. I had that kind of luck. But to me, it just seemed like I could make tons of money. I could do it today now, but I never can escape all the shit that happened. You know, all of that shit, man. It would take me hours to talk about everybody that was affected from that life. So for me, before I part this earth, I will be definitely making amends with all that I can. That's me.
That's real.
That's what I want to. Yeah. So I'm not glamorizing nothing, man. And you already know I came on here because I know how you feel too, and I know you're doing big things, and we were going to do it together. But at the same time, I hear people beefing today now about shit that was 30, 40 years ago. Because most of this, if you go back, that's what we're talking about, 35 to 40 years ago. 81, 80, 84, 85, all up in there. So I don't hold no ill will, but a lot of people do. It's a lot, you know, that happened with me. I done had attempts on my life. I maybe 8 times or 10 times, really. I done had attempts on my life. I've been shot before. I done had a lot happen, man. He's my right-hand man. He got shot because he had an argument with a guy about a girl that they both was talking to. And the guy put a hit on my right-hand man, a guy I grew up with. I'm tighter with him than my family. than my blood family, and they took him from me. And I mean, it's because they had an argument about a girl. So it's a lot of shit. It's so many stories like that, man, and they're senseless, and you wouldn't even believe it, man. And I almost, when I think back, I know it's part of the history, but at the same time, I wish I hadn't had anything to do with it. Yeah, there's too much. It's a lot of shit, man.
That's real. I feel the same way. That's why I started to tell the real stories, bro. And I ain't never told you that. You feel me? I feel the exact same way. We got thanks for sharing that too, being we got a viewer in here, Jigga 1017. Appreciate you, bro. He said blessings to bro and his sons and healing to him and his family. Appreciate that. That's real. Cause I didn't know you was gonna speak on Lil B and JoJo. We give Lil B and JoJo, his two sons, they flowers. You know what I'm saying? I watched them boys grow up, be born and grow up. You feel me? They say there's somebody in these views. This guy be popping names. He knows he know who we are because he be popping some names that, like he say who was Big James. And then pop this name, check this name. He keep throwing it. I told you somebody keeps saying this guy Polo King. He say, did you know his plug Art Derrick? They keep asking about that. Everybody don't know about Art Derrick, dog. You feel me?
Oh my God.
And for him to keep
Art Derrick, who you know what? Nah, see, that's a whole nother story.
That's what I'm saying.
What's weird about this is that for some reason, man, most of the guys, at least I could say a lot of guys on the West, but the majority, 90% of the guys on the East Side, I dealt with them. If they was getting any real money, I dealt with them. And to ask me about Art Derrick, I'm telling you, I fucked with him. I fucked with him heavy, but White Boy introduced me to him. Now, Art, and this was all in the paper. This already, this just allegedly, but Art was flying his own shit in.
Tell him again. Right.
Yeah. And his partner, Sam Curry, me and Sam, we did time together. So Sam know all this is already documented. Them was two rich motherfuckers. Sam Curry, he wasn't part of the Curry boys.
Right.
He wasn't kin to them, but Sam Curry and Art Derrick, Rick introduced me to them. And I got stuff from them in the early days when we first started out. I got a lot of shit from them.
I remember. That's why I started laughing. Like, whoever, and they put laughing emoji. Whoever Polo King is, he know us, because that's why he put it. He even put laughing emoji with fire sign. He already knew he was gonna get us started, popping them names.
But you know what, man? The guy who just said that about me and my sons, really, to me, man, that's what it's all about, man. A lot of the mistakes we made, a lot of things that we did. To me, I just would like, just a more relaxed attitude with people, because I'm not on here talking about, I shot this guy in the head. Did this to this girl, or you had drug dealers that was raping girls and fucking up old people and hurting kids and bullshit. We were never part of that shit, man. We were soldiers, man. And when we got down with other soldiers. That's what it was. At least I could speak for me. A lot of guys. No, we was at soldiers if it had to go that way. But we was businessmen. And that's what it was. I got good at it, man. I got real good at it. But I appreciate that guy to say something about the healing with my boys, because I never thought I was exempt from getting hurt out here messing around. But I did not see that coming with my sons. It wasn't related to anything that I was doing. But at the same time, they got hurt. It should have never happened. You know what I'm saying? But it did.
Shoot, say where Ken at? He asked about Ken.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Shoot asked about Ken.
Ken?
Ken, yeah. He said where Ken.
Oh man, you know what? I ain't seen Ken in a minute. Ken got a mobile barbershop. Something going on with a couple mobile barbershop trucks. He charged like $75 a cut. So he running around doing that.
He said, what about Kathy Cuddy? How was her and Rick? Oh, he want to know about Kathy Curry. He put Kathy Cuddy. Polo King said, what about Kathy Curry and Rick relationship after Johnny left? I know what you're talking about, Polo King. Look, Polo King getting it going. You gonna make this good, huh, Polo King? You gonna get it all out right now, huh?
Hey, okay, you know what? He said, what about their relationship?
Yeah, White Boy and Kathy relationship. Hey,
Man,
Johnny didn't like that either. You feel me?
No, but you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you this right, because whoever he is, he knows some stuff, and saying he know this all authentic for him to ask those questions. He knows some stuff, but I'm gonna tell you this. For what I know a lot, but I'm only gonna say this.
Right.
With him and her, man, I can tell you this, and this documented too. They were smoking, man. Kathy and Rick was.
Oh, white boy Rick used to be getting high too.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, what you had? What? Okay. No, white boy Rick used to be getting high too.
Yeah, he did, man, for a while, and he this wouldn't be no shade on him, but because he, that was just something that he was going through. Actually, Steve too, man. Steve was lost for a minute too. He's getting high and all that, but Kathy was too. And then Johnny even said it on the news. Mm-hmm. He even said that on Channel 4, one of them, about that, and so she lost her way with that stuff. And so when her and Rick was getting high together, maybe it went into a relationship or whatever. But one time when Big Tone died, mm-hmm. and I just met my wife, and I was going to pick her up.
Big Tone, you talking Mike Mitchell's cousin, Big Tone?
Yeah. Okay. And he had passed. So we was going to his funeral. Actually, me and Steve rode together, mm-hmm. and I had a limo, and we was going to the thing. So I was going to get my wife, who I'm married to right now. I was going to get her later that day. So I told me and Steve rode together, and we went to the funeral and all this. So we picked up White Boy, and we was going down on Rivard. They had the condo down there, him and Kathy. Mm. So when we came down there, I didn't know he was messing with Kathy. But when we came down to the condo for him to get some clothes or get something, we went down there, and the house was shot up. The condo was all shot up.
I remember
and
that.
I'm like, God damn. Yeah, I said, what happened with that? Rick was sneaky when it come to the women. Mm. When he started getting some money, he started trying to hit everything that moved. So it was hard to tell who he was fucking with. He was fucking with everybody.
Right.
And him and her, they had their thing going on. And so it was a rivalry at that time with him and Johnny Curry and them and all that. So that was, I didn't know he was messing with her. But however, but he was.
Right.
That's what happened. That's what happened with that. I don't know how they got together or none of that, but I know it's a lot of other things too. It would take me a week straight of talking to cover all that stuff, but they had something going on with Rick and her and some other police shit. All that stuff that was on the news when her father was doing some stuff. It was a lot. And so evidently what came out is, I guess, Rick was working for the people and informing on the Currys and whatever. The rest of all that stuff is in the news.
Right. That's what's up. Now look, shoot in here. Shoot say, ask you about Steve demise.
Ask me about what?
Steve demise. About him getting killed.
What? Ask me about Steve what?
Demise.
Oh, ask me about Steve demise?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What you mean? Shoot me what you mean. And also somebody in here, I don't know who Taiwan Garvin is, but look what he say. He say, White Boy Rick, Lieutenant Todd. You feel me?
Wait, what about him?
He don't say what about him, but he just put Todd's name in there. That's why I say it be certain people in here that know us. You feel me? Oh, he say what he heard about it. He say what you heard about Steve getting killed. This coming from Shoot. Shoot want to know what you heard. You got to give him that. Okay. Allegedly what you heard.
About let me see about Steve getting killed, because it take me a second to boot up because that's so long ago. But
and this shooting it, he's shooting it at you. He putting this thing together for Steve. So I'm helping work with that too. So he trying to build it. That's why he asking you. You feel me? Me and him had already talked, but I didn't know he was gonna tune in. He popped up on us.
Okay, now is he talking about like that allegedly Steve was set up?
Yeah,
is he saying that?
Yeah, that's what he trying to find out what happened with Steve for real. So he trying to ask you what you done heard.
Well, so Shoot was about right now. Shoot would have
He
to be
said that
about.
he said the backhanded play. These is the words. He said the backhanded play.
Well, you know what? I could just say this as far as for what we heard, it would have been
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So it would. They said something about white boy. Is all I heard. Shoot was bringing his bike out, and the guy went in. Shoot left the door open. So Shoot could tell me if that's true.
He said that. He told me that. Yeah, he told me that he went to the store. He was going to the store with his friend, taking his friend to the store.
Okay.
And he said they had to be watching him. That's what he said. Because he said he only went to the store and came back home.
Yeah, because Shoot was too small. He was real small at the time. He was young, and he took his bike out the back door, left the door open. But they were saying something about white boy. I don't know if I don't know how white boy would have did that.
Right.
Because he would have had to been over there and open the door. Now white boy was over there all the time. He was at grandma's, if that's what Shoot talking about, grandma's house. Right. He was there all the time. But I don't know on that particular day. I'm not sure if he did some or said something. I couldn't say. You know what I mean? But just the word on the street is always something. It's always some different shit. I couldn't confirm or deny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go on it. He said yes. Yeah. Yes. T. He said yes. T. Yeah, we go get Shoot. We go get with Shoot too. Did you have anything else you want to tap on? He said tell B. Yeah, he said y'all gotta kick it, B. Yeah, we go get with you. As soon as we get off here, we go call you on three-way.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to say? We want to close out now. We get back on here at another day. Or was it anything? Yeah. Did you anything else you want to say to the people?
No.
They loving it. We got a lot of people in. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button. You know we got 126 plus people in here, man. I thank y'all for tuning in.
I would just say that the time that we're speaking about, when they look at what happened as far as all of the violence, the carnage, the money, I don't believe that time will ever come again. Never. That'll never happen again in life. What happened through the crack era and through the 80s and the 90s, that'll never happen again. And so I would just encourage people to, when they hear any of these stories, to know that this is all part of history. This is just part of our history. It's nothing to be glamorized. And I wouldn't get interested to try any of this shit. Mm-hmm. It won't happen. It will not happen. It'll never happen again.
For real. That's coming from one that did it on a big scale, y'all. And I ain't just saying that. It's documented. He go come back and reveal a little more about who he is as he get comfortable with doing this. This ain't hard to get people to. It's hard to get people to come up here and tell some of these stories. Y'all know y'all from Detroit. I'm speaking to Detroit. I salute everybody in here from worldwide, but talking to Detroiters, y'all know how it is in Detroit. We don't be talking about nothing. You feel me? Tank, Chris, Terry. Listen, man, they dropping everybody name. Who this? Tank, Chris, Terry, off of Cam. Yeah, salute to all them, my mans. You feel me? Yeah, but I thank everybody for tuning in, and I'm gonna continue bringing y'all the real street stories of what went on in the neighborhood of Detroit. We not just go keep touching on the east side either, y'all. I'm going to the west side with it. I'm gonna bring y'all some west side stories. I got a lot of love on the west side. So I've been telling them boys I need them to come forward. So y'all bear with me on getting them to come forward and share some of this stuff because it's real stories. You feel me? And some of y'all already heard, but y'all ain't heard it from the people I'm gonna bring forth to tell it. You feel me? Y'all damn near getting it from the horse's mouth. What you was about to say, B?
And also about law enforcement. And the way that they work, people probably want to know what was really going on. So there's a lot from their part, as far as extortion and a bunch of shit like that. So that they need to understand all sides of it to know what we was up against, what was happening in the street. There's some crazy shit, man. So now when you see Power and you see BMF and all this other stuff like that, not to knock none of them, because it's entertaining and I watch it and all that, but a lot of these real stories is something else. you wouldn't even believe. That stuff that they have, they got all that from guys like us who operated on that level. But you ain't heard nothing yet. We ain't scratched the surface on our real life and our real shit.
Tell them, man, y'all go hear the juice story. They've been asking about the juice story. See, they've been hitting around. That's why I say they throwing names out there. You feel? There's people in here that know us. Y'all, we go get to the juice story. Yes, we go get to YBI and Pony Down. We getting all of them. So B, you definitely got to come back, B, and help me share these stories with these people. I don't just want it to come from my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It was an honor you came here. Oh, tell them about what you got going on. You don't want to tell them about none of the stuff you got in the making right now, or you want to wait? You can tell them about the stuff you got on the floor, your books and all that that's coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's, for starters, it's just a book, 4-part book, and a documentary. But when I have a little bit more, when I have it a little bit more together, I'm definitely gonna come back on about it. It's gonna happen shortly.
Okay. Shoot wants you to elaborate on Vaughn. He say ask you about Vaughn right quick. You want to give Vaughn his flowers? Tell the people a story about Vaughn, man. We go do Vaughn big, but you want to give him a little bit about Vaughn since Shoot said something.
Man, you can see now. You know what? A lot of the, you know, I have to laugh, man, because a lot of these guys they asking me about Vaughn. It would take me at least, it'd probably take me 3 days to talk about Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? He asked me about Vaughn. Listen, man, that I don't even know where to start. Because I don't know where to start. He was something different, man. I just say this in short. I'll say that he was wired different. I'm gonna say that Vaughn was wired different. He probably was like a modern day Billy the Kid type of dude or something like that. He looked harmless. Little short 4'11" dude. He didn't look like he'd do nothing, man. But he was wired different, man. You know, Vaughn was man. That was a wild card for sure. And he was quick, man. He was quick tempered. He didn't look it, always smiling, but he was quick tempered, and he'll pop off. He will pop off, man. And then basically, I guess I want to say Lil Cuz was really like, I want to say a cat burglar, but I can't really call him that because he didn't give a shit if you was standing there with it or it was hidden in your house. He was coming to get it. So I don't know what to call Vaughn. He was a wild card. I know that, you know. and I have to give him his flowers too, man. Shout out to him.
That's what's up. Shout out to Lil Vaughn. And Lil Von's son, if you watching, you tap in with Uncle Juice and shit. We go get together and do your dad's story. I've been holding back on doing Von and Freaky Steve's story. You feel me?
Yeah.
Shout out
because I can't say a lot about him though because it's so much shit right now that's probably still allegedly with Lil Cuz. So you know.
Right, you know we can go on. Yeah, for real, and we go get to it. For real, we got plenty of time. We gonna make this up. We got shout out to the Joy Road, Chicago, Linwood, the Zone, FAPA, 7 Mile, 6 Mile, 5 Mo, Bright Mile. You feel me? Mac Money, salute to you for dropping that. You know what I'm saying? YouTube Clown, salute to you. He said YouTube Clown say where Kathy Curry at now. Do you know B? Have you heard anything about her?
Well, you know, in the news they were saying that she died, and but you know, I think she went witness protection. It was both of them stories. Now, as far as for her dying, I don't think so. I mean, it wasn't no funeral, wasn't no nothing about it. But I think she just you know, she either with sex or she out of here. They don't want her around. So
right, because I didn't never hear she was dead. Then people start saying that. I never heard no confirmation that, and I know a lot of her people, and I ain't heard that from none of them. Not saying it ain't true either, but I think she just off the radar, which is good. You know how things are.
And then a lot of heavy hitters. A lot of times when you are attached to some heavy hitters, you ain't even got to be complicit, but they still would. You know, it's just a link you don't even want. So with her, I think that she, you know, this either with sex or something else for her safety, and I think that's the way they want it.
That's real, for real. Can you blame them though? You know what I'm saying? The stories we telling y'all really happen. It sound like TV stuff. That's why we put together. And y'all hit the like buttons and put it out there on YouTube and all that. We putting a movie series together about Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I got a lot of Detroit B. I got Young Boys Incorporated. I got Butch Jones them on board. I got Logic Parker on board. Maserati Rick's son, Maserati Rick Jr., Demetrius Holloway son on board, his family on board. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The best friends family on board. We putting something big together for Detroit, y'all. So we need y'all to tap in. And they asked about Demetrius Holloway and Maserati Rick. Before we go, you gotta elaborate on them. Because you knew both of them personally, and I deal with their sons, them my man. Tell them about their pops from your point of view. You dealing with their pops, because y'all dealt on a different level.
They want to know. They want to know what
your relationship about them. What you know about them? Did you have any dealings with Demetrius Holloway? You know, I know, but they asked that in the in the comments.
Mm-hmm. Well, Meech. I didn't deal with him a lot direct like that. I didn't deal with him a whole lot. You know, by the time he got hurt, I probably, I don't know. Me and Rick, you know, we did a lot together. Now I went to Meech before because me and Maserati had a discrepancy about some money, and he was going to take care of something. I gave him some money, and so he kept spending me. I was on my way to the feds, and so I was just wondering what happened to him. This is a guy I talk to every day. We run around and take girls out to eat and all kind of shit. We see each other every day. We go skating together. We go to Climax together. So now he ain't. I can't catch up with him, and so I gave him a few $100,000. I think it's $200,000 or $300,000, and he said he got these people he about to be on and all that. I trusted him because he was for real about you know money. We was both for real about that. So I didn't have no reason to not trust him. But he wasn't calling me back or none of that. And so at this time, this was in the 80s, and a lot of people didn't have phones like we talk on now today. Mm-hmm. But we called these handhelds. And so at that time, if you had one of these phones was like $3,000 or $4,000. So anyway, I know he could call me and reach me anytime, and he ain't calling me. And when I call his number, I'm not reaching him. So I went to Meech, me and White Boy. Rick took me over there. Rick took me to Meech, and Meech was a big fella. He was over all of us. So when we went over there to talk to Demetrius, he called Rick, and Rick hit him right back. He paged him or something like that. And Rick called him right back, and he said, "Man, D and White Boy here, da 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 da, and they want to talk to you." And I talked to him. Within a week, he came and he brought me the money and brought me a Black Diamond mink, a full-length Black Diamond mink.
Maserati
over on the west.
Maserati did. That's what's up. He made things
brand new coat. Yeah, and he came when I got indicted, and I was in there waiting on bond. When I came home, he had gave my sister 20 keys. White Boy dropped off about 25, and he dropped off 20. They was already there when I came home. And that's the relationship that we had. Demetrius was mainly Demetrius. He was older than me, but he also hung out with guys older than him. He was, you know, Frank Nitty and all them dudes down there at the 800 Club and all of that. He hung out with them, and they was older than him. Wow. So I didn't really see him like that. I didn't run around with him, but I grew up with his sisters, Robin and Stacy. I grew up with them, and so we was always real cool. I talked to Stacy now a lot and stuff like that. But no, I didn't see Meech a whole lot like that.
Okay, that's what's up. I appreciate you coming, B. That was a good interview. You know what I'm saying? Well, good kicking it with you because there wasn't no interview. We just went down memory lane, shared some of these war stories with the public. Everything we talked about is record. Like I say, the topic was this Big B. Y'all keep asking who it is. This Big B, one of the major hitters from Detroit back in the times. And you know what I'm saying? He dealt with a lot of the major players back then, from Demetrius Holloway, Maserati, Rick on forth. And the things we spoke on dealing with Mike Mitchell and Lil Bobby and Walt, we were showing them they flowers. You know, they grew up right in our neighborhood. You know, we know all them personally, and then we know they whole families. You know what I'm saying? It's not we just putting their business out there. And Stacy already had put this out there. We ain't trying to put Stacy and throw him out there, but he already confessed to this. So we was just clearing up why these brothers allegedly might have met their fate. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking for a right way to say that. But I thank everybody for tuning in. Please get the likes up, y'all. I'm back, and I'm gonna keep bringing y'all this heat. Hopefully I could get B back. It's a blessing to get him. It was a hard fight getting B on here, but he came through. You know what I'm saying? And told his story. Y'all go hear more of his story because B got movie coming out. B got book coming out. He just got it in the manifest, so that's why he really didn't want to drop it yet until it's all green lighted. So be looking for that, and I'm gonna keep y'all in tune with that. Y'all gotta hit that like button though for me. Please hit that like button. I remember you guys hung out. Like, what finna go work? Okay, bet. Thank y'all for tapping in. I'm about to close this out. The Beat Factory is here. We go be here, and we gonna be bringing y'all some exclusive things. Me and Maserati Rick Jr. got some things on the floor. Y'all gonna be seeing more of me and him, as well as Demetrius Holloway, son. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say what they call him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him get come up with his own YouTube now. You feel me? But thank y'all for tapping in. B go be back at y'all. B got things in effect. And we out.